as I just told you that we will be discussing as to why we need to increase the sales promotion, why the brands are focused on increasing the sales promotions, right? Now, first of all, you have to understand that sales promotions are, I've already explained you what sales promotions are. They're basically the means of, offering some good benefits to the customers so that the customer gets attracted towards your brand, and thus you can increase your sales through that. So the reasons why we need to have an increase in the sales promotions by the brands today, the major ones being the growing retailer power. One has to understand that the retailers have to be made very powerful today. The reason being that the sales promotions are becoming an integral part of the brand. The reason being that the retailer power is also growing along with it. So and of course there is the other reason behind it is that brand loyalty is reducing slowly because of the increasing competition, and with more and more brands coming in the market, it is quite obvious that the brands keep losing their loyal customers because and this is one of the major reasons why brand loyalty, and this gives one of the major reasons why you have to offer good sales promotional options to the customers to attract the customers so that you can achieve that brand loyalty back. Then, of course, there is an increased promotional sensitivity also amongst the customers. We exactly know what to select, when to, because we are always, we as a customer, right now I'm not talking as we by the marketers, but if we talk about we as the customers, the customer is always overburdened by the promotional content that is constantly being hammered on the customer. Reason being the tremendous competition amongst the brands, excessively increasing competitors in the market. The market is fully, loaded with the competitors who are striving and struggling to gain the attention of the customer. Right. So this becomes one of the major and the most important reasons why the customer is becoming more and more sensitive towards the promotional aspects. They exactly know what to choose, and you know uh, when they are witnessing any advertisement or becoming a target of any advertisement. So, like, we have a D&D option always available in any kind of selected channel, in any kind of whenever we join um, any mobile network, or whenever we use any kind of internet facility, we always have an app option to block the advertisements. Like on the websites also, ad blocker facilities are there, right? And that is why whenever there is some website which requires a lot of which has a lot of promotional content, because the websites are obviously running on the basis of the advertisements which are promoted through them, and that is how actually mainly they earn. Like, if you become a social media entrepreneur, social media influencer in future, what are you going to do? You are going to post your content on, or your blogs on one website, right? And now if good traffic starts diverting towards your website, अगर आपकी website पे एक huge number of traffic आने लगता है, so what will happen? All the other search engines will find out that yes, this is one website which is having a lot of traffic on this. They will hunt for the content which is, whatever you are providing. Say if you are a travel guru and you are a social media influencer for travelers, all the other traveling websites, all the other good hotels, all the other good lounges, they will start promoting their advertisements on your website. This is exactly how it runs. Of course, the artificial intelligence is very highly advanced, but we are not talking about that. I'm just giving you an idea in brief. So now what will happen is that you will start getting advertisements. Now when if I am planning a trip to Sikkim and I think that let's go and check out what Vipin says about traveling in Sikkim, and when I log into Vipin's website where he has become a travel guru now, and when I log into it, they ask me to block the ad blocker, to pause the ad blocker. Why? Because that website has started earning from the advertisements, and then I have to pause the ad blocker to actually go through that website. Now, how many of you were aware of this technology? How many of you were aware? Can I see some raised hands here? Okay, Rishabh was aware of this. That is good. Anyone else?
मैम नोटिफिकेशन का आता है मैम सब्सक्राइब करने के लिए.
Yes, that comes, and then I hope you were also aware of how the ads are popped up on different websites, and you have to sometimes pause your ad blocker so that you can view the website, right? Then of course there is an increase.
And ma'am, they
There is.
ask that
Yes, please.
hmm, yes, ma'am, and then they ask that do you like this ad or something like these questions.
Yeah, they ask for a feedback also. Absolutely right. And sometimes you can actually tell them that no, it was not a useful content for me, and they will just avoid sending those advertisements on you. But that is the search engine artificial intelligence, which is very highly developed, and mostly they know that what you're looking for, and mostly it happens that when you have searched or surfed for similar product on your website, on every other social media website that you turn on, you will be viewing only that advertisement. That is how the artificial intelligence runs. Manas was raising his hand. Do you have something to say, Manas?
Ma'am, and one more thing is that whenever you try to search about anything you want to see, sometimes they show the preferences also, like the results that you want to know. मतलब उससे रिलेटेड कुछ कंटेंट हमें दिख ही जाता है. फॉर एग्जांपल मैंने किसी फूड आइटम के बारे में सर्च किया, तो नेक्स्ट डे जैसे मैं अपना फोन चलाता हूँ तो हमें प्रेफरेंसेस मिलते हैं कि उससे रिलेटेड जो भी कंटेंट होता है वो हमें पहले से शो करने लग जाता है, तो हमें बार बार सर्च
Yes,
करने की
absolutely.
जरूरत नहीं पड़ती.
That is the imagine how advanced the artificial intelligence is. So of course, then brand proliferation is there. Then fragmentation of consumer market is there. The consumer market gets divided into different small fragments, and because of this division of the consumer market into small fragments, what happens is that the brand starts losing its identity sometimes, because I do not mean by losing its identity in the market, but sometimes what happens is that it loses its identity in the brains or in the minds of the customers, because there are so many brands which are you know coming in, and because of that a lot of different brands are there to choose, and customers are also divided into different fragments, and they have different choices, different choice bases. So it becomes highly important in this case to have a good sales promotional program with you. As far as brand proliferation is concerned, it occurs when a large company acquires or absorbs multiple smaller brands in similar market areas, right? I'll give you a small example of this. Unilever is one good example. The company has over time acquired more than 25 brands, right? So that is what is brand proliferation. Because of this, also the sales promotion is required a lot. Then sometimes the brands are having a very short-term focus, and in that case, also sales promotions are required. Like, this is my short-term goal, and I need to arrange a new good sales promotional program for the increasing the viability of brand in the market. And then of course there is this increased managerial accountability also. Then obviously one reason behind sales promotion, using sales promotion, is competition. If your competitor is offering some good benefits, then you also have to sometimes uh, do that for your customers as well. And then clutter is also there. So these are the different reasons why there is an increase in the sales promotional program. Then uh, this is a long term promotion allocation, and how it is done. There is a graph which is shown on the PPT in front of you, and it shows the trade promotional programs, the media advertising, and the constitutive promotions that are done. Uh, let's talk about some channels which are used for these sales promotions. It is almost the same distribution channel which is used, because the manufacturer will develop the product, then it will forward it to the retailer, and that from the retailer it will move to the consumer. And then of course there is when it is moving from the manufacturer to down the line towards the consumer, it is called as the push strategy. Whereas when it is going directly from the manufacturer to the consumer, it is the pull strategy that is applied. We will be talking about the push and the pull strategy also in detail. But before that, let's talk a bit about the consumer promotion. Uh, Whenever you are doing the consumer promotions, there are few things to be kept in mind. One is the objectives of these consumer promotions. Uh, you know, what is the objective behind these type of sales promotions? That has to be clearly laid down. Why you need to clearly lay it down? Because according to that, you have to design or develop your sales promotion ideas. So first of all, the first step that you need to do is to entice the consumers to try a new product, maybe, you know. Or sometimes you might be doing the another objective that might be there for this type of consumer promotion, maybe to lure customers away from the competitor products. Sometimes it happens that the competitors are doing far better these days, and the consumers are actually trying to you know use more and more products from their brands. So one might design a sales promotion program to just lure the customers away from the competitor products. Sometimes to get consumers to load up on a mature product, that might be one of the objectives of promotional programs, sales promotion programs, or consumer promotion programs. And of course, to hold and reward loyal customers is another idea behind having a good sales promotion program. Like, if suddenly a car company starts offering some major discounts, or say a company comes up saying that if you buy our new car, we will give you not only loyalty bonus, maybe you had a car, same car earlier also, and now you are again buying the same brand, then we will give you a loyalty bonus. First of all, this loyalty bonus is nothing but, when they want you to be loyal to their automobile brand, they're obviously going to offer a loyalty bonus. Apart from that, the next most important thing is that that company might give you an offer that, we are going to fix a free stereo or music system in your car. We are going to give you free seat covers, free wheel caps, and 1 year insurance also is free, apart from the free 4 5 services that are given in the first year, or maybe some particular kilometers limited. What are all these? What are all these offers? They are nothing but the sales promotional methods, when you are holding and rewarding your loyal customers. Similarly, consumer relationship building is another idea. In fact, it has gone to a level when, suddenly my bank remembers my wedding anniversary and it wishes me a very happy wedding anniversary on the day of my anniversary to me and my husband. And of course, they are not actually keeping the track like this. It's a very easy system there. They have a computerized system on which it pops up, and automatically generated email is created, and that email is sent to my mail ID, the registered mail ID in their bank's details. So, what is that? That is a customer relationship building. Am I right or am I wrong? So
Right,
this,
madam.
yeah. So these are basically the objectives. Consumer. If I say that, when a bank is wishing me a happy birthday or happy anniversary on my birthday or maybe on my anniversary, this the objective behind it is to develop a good consumer relationship. Say suddenly, if I feel that the product that has been delivered to me is not according to my expectations, or maybe the quality is a bit cheap, and their customer care executive gives me a call, and they not only, take back the product but give us some refund, or maybe some coupons on the next purchase that I'm going to do. That, okay, ma'am, we are extremely sorry for the kind of product that was delivered to you, but the next time that you will purchase from my website, we are going to give you a 10% discount straight away on whatever product you're going to buy. What is that? That is another customer relationship building. Now, they ended up, instead of ending up into an unhappy customer, they satisfied me by not only taking back the product, giving me a refund, but also they did not leave me unhappy or angry. Rather, they gave me a voucher, 10% discount voucher, which made me rather happy and made me rather willing to do another purchase from that website, instead of being scared that again I might not fall prey to a poor quality product, right? So this is one basic idea. Then of course, this what was this offer that they gave me was a tool to build up relationship with your consumer. And that is exactly the next topic that I'm going to talk to you about, the consumer promotion tools. So all the example that I was attaching with the objectives, all those were the tools that are used for promotion. Say samples distribution, coupons distribution, cash refunds, any kind of price pack that, if you buy a combo of three, you will get it at a very cheaper price. Any kind of premiums that are given, any kind of point of purchase display that is there. Sometimes, some games are there. When you play that and you will win something, sweepstakes are there, contests are there, patronage rewards are there, advertising specialities are there. So all these are nothing but a means to actually a tool to use the consumer promotion, or to reach up to consumer promotion. So then, of course, there is this, deal proneness, examination of deal proneness amongst the consumers in a supermarket by setting any kind of survey or, grocery receipts that they are used. There are different types of deals that are offered, like, cent off, which means they are giving you some straight discount on the billing that you are doing, uh, one product free or maybe two products free on the purchase of one. Sometimes a free gift is there. Any kind of display that are kept in the showrooms to attract the consumers. Any kind of rebate that is given. Any kind of contest that is organized. Sale. Any kind of coupons that are given. All these are done to increase the proneness for the deal, that if we will give this offer, we are sure to get the customer converted into buying our product, and we are sure that the deal will be closed, right? So in this case, we are now moving towards the trade promotions. Trade promotions have their other individual objectives, like to persuade the retailers or the wholesalers to carry a brand. They are asked to give the brand a shelf space. Now, what do I mean by shelf space is that when a retailer is displaying a brand's products on in their shop, they ask them to give a proper shelf space to the particular brand, right? That okay, my product will be placed right at the entrance of your showroom so that everybody gets to witness it. Now, my product is one product which has no alternatives and it is going to be bought by the customers no matter what. So you can display me wherever you want, right? So it's upon us. And why is it done? It's done to persuade the retailers or the wholesalers to carry the brand, promote brand in advertising, to push a brand to the consumers. The retailers are asked that, you are, when you are trading and you are trading the product to the consumers, you have to push the brand to the consumers by organizing promotions, contests, premiums, discounts, push money, specialty advertising items, and whatnot. So I hope that I have made clear as to what are consumer promotions and trade promotions. Then there is another type of promotion which is business to business promotion. I have already taught you what is business to business type of marketing, what is business to consumer type of marketing. So in business to business promotion, the objectives are a bit different. First of all, the major objective is to generate business leads. The second, another important objective is to stimulate the purchases. Third objective is to reward the customers. And the fourth objective is to motivate the salespeople. Business to promotion tools are, any kind of conventions. They are the big, uh, conferences and conventions that are held, wherein all these types of brands participate, any kind of fair that is organized, any kind of trade shows that are held, any kind of sales contests that are held. All these are a method of business to business promotion. Then let's talk about some major types of public relations tools. I hope that all of you know that some major important brands always have, good PROs. They are the public relation officers. They are the ones who actually handle the public relations in their organization. So, and of course, it's a very highly paid job. Why? Because the responsibilities that are associated with the PRO are really huge. The responsibilities that lie on its shoulders are really huge. So, they have to maintain all sorts of good relationships with their customers, solve their grievances, solve their issues. You have to maintain a good corporate identity. You have to create multiple different types of audio visuals to and promotional materials for the brand that you're serving for. You have to have good public service activities which are organized so that more and more consumers can come in, join those activities, participate on these activities. And then of course you have to constantly be in news. You have to devise some good methods so that you remain in news. That is a kind of promotion in disguise. Then you have to organize good speeches, some by your own organizations, senior staff members, sometimes outsiders coming in and talking about your brand. Sometimes you have to organize some kind of special events to promote your brand also. So this website maintenance and use of website for maintaining public relations, use of emails for sales, public relation maintenance, news articles, speeches, special events, written materials, audio-visual materials, corporate identity materials, public service activities. All these are the major public relation tools. So, when might you to decide? You have studied so much about, sales promotion, advertising, and all these things. So, when are you going to decide to use personal selling? Uh, Personal selling is something that is sometimes done when your budgets are very tight and you need to have a straight commissioning of the product. Sometimes you are doing excessively concentrated marketing, which means your consumer base is very small. So, since your consumer base is very small, there are very few buyers. And because there are very few buyers, the product value is also very high. It might not be a reason that because the buyers are very small, but sometimes the product in itself is very expensive, and because of that the buyers are very few. you know Say if we talk about Boeing jet, how many people in India might be buying a jet apart from the big celebrities? And sometimes when you are selling some customized products, you know like when a boutique is selling designer dresses, they are going to do personal selling to you. Then of course any kind of personal contact which is more important, then in that case also you are doing personal selling. Sometimes you must demonstrate the product also when you're doing personal selling. And by demonstrating the product, what I mean is that a sales representative will come, they will demonstrate your product to you. You can use it, check it how to use, and then decide upon buying it. So when the sales promotion team is come to display and demonstrate the product to you, that is nothing but a part of sales promotion, part of personal selling. And of course, this type of personal selling is also used when product involves trade in or trade up, right? So whenever you are trying to do personal selling or good sales promotions also, you need to design your sales force. And when you are designing your sales force, the first and the most important aspect is that the sales force objectives should be set. After setting the objectives, you have to design the sales force strategy. That okay, this is how my sales force is going to work in the market, so that maximum consumer base can be reached, maximum consumers can be tapped, maximum consumers can be converted into the favor of my brand. Then after your sales force strategy is decided, you start creating a structure of your sales force. You have to decide upon what size of sales force we require, because if you are going to make it too huge, it is going to become very expensive, and it is also going to become or end up into a big failure. because when you have huge teams, more than required. If it is required, like if you are doing a mass selling and it is required pan India, then you can go for a Salesforce team in every state, in every city. But sometimes when you are not having that big need and you are creating an excessively huge sales force, the size of the sales force might become one reason behind the failure of the product or failure of that sales promotion program, actually, not if not the product. Then of course the sales force compensation is also required, because if you are hiring say 50 people for your sales promotion and each person is compensated with somewhere around 25,000 rupees per month, it overall becomes a very expensive sales promotion project. So the sales force structures are sometimes based on the territory in which you are doing the promotion. Sometimes they depend upon the kind of product that is there, sometimes they depend upon the markets, and sometimes they depend upon the complexities that are there. So whenever you are trying to understand the workload approach to the Salesforce size, you have to take in the following measures. You have to classify the customers by size. You have to determine the desirable call frequencies, which means that how many times your sales team is going to call the customer or assess the customer, I should say. Then you have to determine the total sales calls needed per year. You have to determine the average number of sales calls per sales representative per year. And then you have to divide the total by the number per rep, right? So that is how it is going to function. Now we move on towards the workload approach to the Salesforce size, right? That you have to classify your customers also by size. You have to determine some desirable call frequencies. You have to determine the total sales calls needed per year. You have to determine the average number of sales calls per sales representative per year. And you have to divide the total number by per. Now your Salesforce compensation can be fixed, which means that okay, I earn a fixed amount. It can be variable on the basis of the number of products that they are selling or the kind of sales promotions that they are converting, the kind of leads that they are generating. Sometimes expense allowances are also given, and sometimes fringe benefits are also. So after this, we will now be talking about managing the sales force, which means that how you decide upon the sales force that you are having. So the foremost part, of course, in managing your sales force would be to first recruit and select them. Which means that by them I mean your sales representatives. Of course, there is every organization has its own methodology of recruiting and selecting their sales representatives, sometimes on interview basis, sometimes first they go for GD, then they go for PI, personal interview. Then after the recruitment of the sales representatives is done and the sales representative has been chosen, the next step is to train them according to the needs and the demands of the organization. Whatever is required, you have to train your executives accordingly. After training your sales representatives, you have to supervise the sales representatives, which means that now they have been trained and they have started working in the organization, and then they are now going to be supervised by the senior members in their team or in their area where they are going to be functioning. See, obviously constant supervision is required for every person, for me, for you, for everyone. If nobody is supervising the kind of job that we are doing, what will happen? We are going to either lose good sales, or we are not going to recognize as to which sales representative did better than the others. And sometimes some organizations, that is why, have an incentive scheme also. Under this incentive scheme, the employee which is doing better than the others is given some better benefits than the others. And this is another means of motivating your sales representatives also. To have a motivated team is the one of the most important aspects in managing your sales force. Because if your sales team is not very well motivated, it is not going to function. And that is why, to motivate your team, you have to give a lot of benefits to them. Sometimes you have to give some good motivational speeches to them. You have to develop high team spirits in them. You have to give them some good targets, and once they are achieving those targets, you have to appreciate them. And appreciation, of course, can be on the basis on different basis means. The best way of appreciating or motivating is, of course, the rewards. And finally, evaluations of the sales representatives is highly important to understand as to which sales representative is doing better, who is more important and useful for the organization as compared to the others. So that is about managing the sales force. So I think that I have already taken quite a lot of your time. So I will be ending this lecture here, and we will be continuing with our lecture from the next class onwards. So that is all from my side. If you have any query, you may please ask. Yes, Samiksha.
Ma'am, that happened by mistake. I'm sorry.
Okay. Okay. Anyone else? If anybody would like to ask something. All right. Since none of you have anything extra to ask, we will continue with this session in the next lecture. Then that is all from my side. I'm officially ending this meeting. Have a nice day. Bye-bye. Take care.
Thank you, ma'am.
Nandini, I request you to please take the attendance from me and send me the screenshot of the attendance.
Yes, ma'am. I've taken.